Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. We got some interesting weather today. It's going to be maybe half and half, where it looks like, hey, it's great, and then it kind of changes with a few extra clouds and a few showers, but not much more than that. Maybe, possibly, a rumble of thunder. But some of us might be dealing with some patches of dense fog. I saw a 0 last hour, or within the hour around Athens. It's improved now to 9 miles visibility, and down to about a mile in Oneida. But if you have a report of some patches of fog, let us know. There's some gray areas that are centered around Harlan County, Kentucky, up toward Jonesville, so there might be some clinging to the hills this morning. Our temperatures are, in fact, more comfortable, cooler, in fact. Big difference between Jacksboro at 55 degrees and McGee-Tyson at 64 degrees. That's where we stand at the moment. Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County, 56 degrees to start the morning, while it's 64 in Madisonville, Tellico Plains, 64 in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. I want to say good morning to you if you're on the call. A lot to talk about today. The weekend, big weekend. It's a happy Mother's Day weekend. What are you doing for mom? If you're one of those planners, you've had that already figured out a long time ago. But maybe if you're, maybe you've been busy. You just haven't had it figured out. I'm going to take mom out to lunch, or I'm going to give her a phone call. I'm going to do something extra, because if she's not in town, that might be an issue too. But I want to hear about some of your ideas. If you're on the call, let me know. I'm on Facebook, on YouTube. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you are doing for Mother's Day, because we would like to appreciate and acknowledge all that they do. Our moms do so much and have done so much, continue to do so much each and every day. By the way, temperature right now in Maryville, 61. I have a reading of 57 in Wartburg, and the winds aren't moving much, so that's why we have maybe some issues with some fog in some cases. Certainly the potential is there here on a Friday morning. The 10th of May. By the way, the Ultimate Doppler radar presented by Marco's Pizza is dry. I don't see any rain. Well, that's okay. But I do see some potential opportunities to grab some Marco's Pizza. You go to marcos.com. There's some great locations maybe near you. Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike. They've got a location in Ebenezer Road that's open and ready to go. They have pepperoni. Oh, what if a large pepperoni pizza? Maybe you're thinking about lunch. Lunch. Yes, I can say lunch is good. And maybe a new Pozzoli. They're great lunch ideas too. But check out marcos.com. They are a big community sponsor with the No Kid Hungry. They are a corporate sponsor for No Kid Hungry, and they also do a lot giving back to the community. I'll talk more about them in the days to come. By the way, the radar shows not a whole lot here. We expand the view. The weather has gotten pretty nasty in some spots to the far south and east. You can see, look at all this. This is what I'm talking about. What do you mean it's bad? Yeah, if you're in parts of southern Georgia this morning or northern Florida, they've got some severe thunderstorms that they're concerned about. And the watch, I believe, in parts of Georgia is, in fact, till about midday today. So they've got some severe thunderstorm concerns down there. Let me come back on camera because I want to give you an update. By the way, I am wearing, in honor of the academic touchdown, Touchdown Tennessee. I'm talking about final exams. I've got a daughter at UT, and she's wrapping up finals. So I thought, you know what? How about the end zone? How about the checkerboard? You've made it, sweetheart. Yeah, she's almost there. I believe she might have just finished last night. But anyway, finishing up exams at UT. Would love to know how your students are faring well as well. By the way, we hit 77 yesterday in Knoxville. 63 was the low. We had picked up all that rain yesterday morning. It was to the total of 1.13. So over an inch occurred yesterday. It was 1.97 the day before. I mean, we've had a lot of rain, over 4.5 inches for the month. Normal high 78, normal low 55. We hit 94, record high for today, back in 1936, back during the Dust Bowl era, right? But you go back to 2020. 2020, we were at 34 degrees on this morning, the 10th of May. That's the record low. That's still in effect. Sun comes up, or did come up, at 6:34. Got some other notes that might be coming in. Fred says, good morning. Looks like a calmer weather for a change. Yes, we're finally going to benefit from that for sure. And if you're on YouTube, let me know. I'm also popping up over here. Marilyn Bell, she says, my mom turned 94 yesterday. Happy birthday, Mom Bell. I want to say happy belated birthday. She's 94, and she said, we've had 5 generations of my family there for a picture, and enjoy your mama and all you can. Absolutely. You have to embrace every moment. Every day is a gift. There's no question about that. You have to really think about it. Even when the storms are brewing through your neighborhood, there's still some blessings to be found in every situation. I can tell you this, the severe thunderstorm watch that's down to the south, this is the same system that gave us havoc on that Wednesday night. Just a couple of nights ago. It's kind of moved down to the south, down towards, say, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama yesterday, and now it's finding new life this morning in northern parts of Florida and South Georgia. We look further north, we've got more rain if you're traveling up toward the North Atlantic, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast into New England. Boston's got some showers of the rain variety, but it looks like it's snow in parts of the Rockies. Hard to believe, but yes, there's still, I'm sure the ski season just lives on right into the month of May. Until it all melts, they've got a season out there. Now, if we get some rain today, you can see it's not going to amount to a whole much. I left a 30% chance. There's some conflict or maybe some discrepancy. Not all the models see the rain coming down from the north today. Maybe it's just maybe an increase in cloud cover. I think that's a fair assessment. At a minimum, we'll see an increase in cloud cover as we head into the afternoon, as some of the moisture comes in and may produce a few spots of rain. I've left a 30% chance of rain today. It will not amount to much, and it may have a better chance populating in parts of the foothills and Smokies, so it will be light, but it won't amount to much. The big story this week has been the amazing amount of rain. So you go back to Monday. Some of us have picked up anywhere from 3, 4, 5 inches of rain or more. We've had 4.57 so far for McGee-Tyson Airport. So the official number has now well exceeded the entire month's worth. We average 4.13, that's the green number there in May, but the actual number is inside the white arrows. So we've now picked up 4.5 inches of rain. We were below normal for April, which flies in the face of the expression, April showers bring May flowers. What about the May showers? I mean, May's going to turn out, we still have, what, 22, 21 days left of the month? We could have a bumper crop of a month. May is going to be one of those, man, it was super wet. I mean, you look at January. January had over 6 inches. Could we exceed that in May? I mean, you might say it's possible, but historically, over the last 30 years, it's usually the month of July and December. Those are the wettest months on average because July gets about those gully washers, those summer thunderstorms in July has skewed the highs or the averages to 5.25. So July, typically the wettest month of the year. By the way, the moisture deficit has been eradicated. It's been wiped out. Some of those purple patches would suggest 1/10 of an inch, but it flies in the face of what came out yesterday morning. I know some people do look, and maybe if they're a landscaper or a gardener, kind of curious, are we still under a drought? You could say no way when you look at this image. But if you look at the next one, the drought monitor would say, wait a minute, we have dryness. What are you talking about? Well, here's the key. They take into account all the data up until Tuesday morning, 8:30 a.m. And then they publish it Thursday morning. So we didn't really have at our disposal the rains we had on Wednesday and the rains we had yesterday. So this does not reflect that. But what it is good for is it tells you where it was super dry, right? Because we know we picked up 3, 4, 5 inches in some places, but where it was dry just last week or early this week was places like Arthur, Tazewell, Sneedville. Shout out to Hancock County. Middlebrook has had some moderate drought conditions in the last week, but I suspect from the moisture deficit, we've now chipped away at that in a big way. Clinton, Oak Ridge was declared a moderate drought. We're under a moderate drought. Somebody looking at it, you're crazy. We had all that rain Wednesday night. Yeah, these pictures here do not reflect what we had on Wednesday night because, again, they calculated this at the end. The cutoff time was Tuesday morning at 8:30 a.m. So this really shows where it was super dry and where we had some problems, like Sweetwater, Nyota, Athens. The yellow areas, abnormally dry for level 1. So what's good news is we'll find out the new report next week, because obviously we've had with 4.5 inches of rain. It'd be hard-pressed to say that we're still in drought conditions. I think things are much improved here. I think you probably would agree. Where we have some issues in red, especially, would be places like southern New Mexico and maybe some parts of Montana as well as Texas. By the way, temperature right now is 64 degrees. We'll go back to temperatures. It's 6:49. My goal is to be done at the top of the hour. If you're on the call, just want to say good morning to you. Got some numbers here, checking some comments. Marilyn Bell talking about her mom turning 94. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you got a picture with all the generations. Alice says, good morning, enjoy the day. Glad to have Alice here. And my friend Marty Melvin, North Carolina. He says, good morning, Captain, in East Tennessee. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Marty. And happy Mother's Day to everyone watching, because I know Mom would appreciate any little thought. Even if Mom has passed and grandmoms have passed, it's kind of nice what I think Marilyn Bell is onto, remembering the generations that have been so good at giving back. By the way, we're at 56 in Jamestown right now. It's 55 in Jacksboro. Huge difference. 9-degree spread between Jacksboro and Knoxville. And you might be thinking there's more to this story than just the temperature. I would agree. It's also the dew point temperature. This is that temperature which water vapor condenses. You're thinking about comfort level. We're now at that point. The humidity has dropped, especially where you see 50s. And there's a low 50 there in Jamestown, low 50s in Middlesboro. The humidity factor is going to continue to drop as we see some of these numbers drop into the 40s tonight. 40s, it's going to feel great. So if you're going to be sipping some tea and some lemonade on the porch tonight under mostly clear skies, why not? I think you're going to find it very, very comfortable as we head through the rest of today and tonight, because that humidity will continue to fall. All that high humidity in green has moved toward Atlanta as of 7:45 this morning, continues to be south of Atlanta at noontime today. But where the dryness really starts to move in is the brown areas, and that's really where we've kind of switched to the other side of the legend on this map, because you can see that even on Mother's Day, hopefully I'd stop it at noon, this is the time you're taking mom out to lunch. Hint, hint. But the dryness in brown would suggest it's very comfortable, and it's a good hair day for mom. That's important. Mom needs good hair days. Sunday, you couldn't pick a better day. It's going to be delightful. Temperatures of 75 for an afternoon high with sunshine and no humidity for Mother's Day. I think that's worth reporting. I think that's worth celebrating, as I'm sure Mom would agree. Boy, does it stay really dry going into early part of Monday. By the way, temperatures right now 67 in Chattanooga if you're traveling there, 59 in Johnson City and Jackson, Kentucky, while Lexington checking in at 57 degrees, Charleston, West Virginia, 56. A lot of clouds. We talked about the storminess that's going on in northern Florida, South Georgia, and that's spilling some clouds over, which may have kept some of that fog from forming. Those clouds that have spilled over into Tennessee will be in and out, and then we'll see some sun, and then we'll see more clouds. It's going to be back and forth today. That's why I've described it as a partly cloudy day here on a Friday. Sun's up and went up at 6:34. A few passing showers, 30% chance sun goes down at 8:31. I want to get to a bus stop outlook here because some of the kids are heading to school this morning at 6:52. We find a few passing showers in the afternoon. I don't expect rain necessarily early morning, but late morning could be approaching places like Middlesboro. It will drop down from the north. Temperature about 66 at 10, 72 by 2 for a pickup between 2 and 3:30. But here are my expected highs today. Look at that, 75. Nowhere near that if you're in Jamestown, 65. And Crossville, I'm expecting a high for you, and Oneida at 67 degrees. I want to say good morning to you. If you've got a comment, Fred says, everyone have a safe and blessed weekend. Honor your moms, absolutely. Sometimes that needs to be reminded, all the work that they do, which is a 24/7 job, no doubt. Danny says, good morning, David. Hope you have a great day, and go Vols. Have a great weekend. Talking about final exams, so my daughter's now finishing up her sophomore year. Yay! And so it's like making it to the end zone. That's the way I see it. I was trying to cheer her on to get through the final exams. Pretty tough. By the way, Kelly says, good morning. Wanda Post says that rain cleared the air, but it did it the hard way with the storms, no doubt. And I also want to talk about pollen, because pollen's going to be coming back. Oh, it's back. It doesn't disappear very long once the rain has cleared. You know that we have 3 distinct seasons typically in the world of allergies here in East Tennessee, and in most places around the country, trees, grasses, and weeds in that order. We've been dealing with trees in a bad way, but we're now closing in on the middle of May, which is usually May 15th to June 15th. The grass pollen really starts to come on very strong, and that's what we're beginning to see. It's rising in a bad way, so if you're dealing with allergies now or later today, don't be surprised. Trees are still pretty bad. You're talking walnut, talking pine, hickory, and mulberry might be the top culprits that are maybe bothering you, but don't underestimate grass pollen. Grass pollen can sometimes get you also, and then there are some who are allergic to everything. Molds are moderate, given the fact that we've had all this rain, but the ragweed season really doesn't commence in a big way until usually August into September. Labor Day is when it really gets pretty bad then. By the way, headlines, it's 6:55. Few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder today. Some drizzle possible on Saturday, but it's going to be beautiful on Mother's Day, just like Mom, right? Mom's beautiful. Great hair day, Mom. We're going to have a great day on Sunday. You're going to absolutely enjoy Sunday from start to finish. And whatever Mom wants, I hope Mom gets, because this is going to be a special day for her with temperatures about 75 degrees Sunday afternoon. I got to show you this. This is kind of the cool air that's been intruding at 5,000 feet. All you have to do is see the colors. Where you see blue, it's cooler. Where you see light blue, up toward New England. It's really cold aloft, and that cold air just kind of settles in for times for May. We're also going to have more opportunities for rain, as we know, because we still have 3 weeks left to the month. We still have Memorial Day weekend to talk about down the road, but I will tell you this, the hot days, the sticky days, seem to be gone through the period of May 15th. We're still seeing some green, and look at the blue wants to come back. There's about the 17th. There's going to be some cool spells, and really, I mean, this is not going to be a super hot month relative to where we've been. You can see that blue doesn't want to disappear even on the 22nd of May. So we're going to have some low humidity days. We're also going to have some opportunities for more rain. Eventually, things will change, and we call that, Mom usually calls that, blackberry winter. Yeah, early to mid-May. That's what the blackberries are in bloom. So this cool spell, it must be a blackberry winter. Right now, we currently have 64 degrees. Very little wind out of the west at 3, relative humidity at 84%. Thankfully, many of us are not being bothered too much with the idea of fog, which is good. Makes the drive-in a lot smoother. A few showers today, 30% chance. Maybe a rumble of thunder. The Valley Planner will take us up into the lower to mid-70s. I've got some other notes here. You can check this out while I'm reading a note. Carrie says, good morning, happy Mother's Day for all the moms. Everyone have a fantabulous Mother's Day weekend. Thank you, Carrie, for that great reminder. Kathy says, good morning, David Aldrich Weather. Hoping you take time to rest after the job you did for us Wednesday night. Happy Mother's Day to all moms. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Kathy. You're very kind. And Diane Lady Hawk saying good morning. She's got her special, I guess you could call it a clap and maybe some emojis there, but love it. Valley Planner, into the lower to mid 70s today. I think if we get the rain, it'll come in early, say late morning, early afternoon, probably right between, say, 11 and 3 p.m. as it may make a run toward the valley. Precipitation chances, only 30% today, but an 80% chance on Tuesday. Tuesday may be the super soggy day. We'll keep an eye on that. And speaking of eyes, let's keep an eye on the severe weather threat. Where will that be in the country today? Well, we've kind of already suggested it's going to be down towards southern Georgia, maybe northern Florida. But there are some hot spots in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area for isolated severe storms in dark green, also in parts of Texas. But clearly, by far and away, the area that needs to be watched, if you have family in Jacksonville or Gainesville, they'll have an enhanced risk for severe storms. That might be a few tornadoes, potentially. Tallahassee, Savannah, scattered severe storms, as well as Orlando might be isolated around Walt Disney World, and then more down toward Wilmington, North Carolina, Fayetteville and Jacksonville, some scattered severe storms. But notice we're on the other side of the fence, which is good. We've already had our weather drama for the week. We'll just say maybe a few passing rain showers. We don't have any thunder expected here from some of the outlooks here from the Weather Service or from the Storm Prediction Center. Correction there. But Saturday, you can see West Texas, maybe an isolated thunderstorm that might reach severe limits. That would be south of Midland and then really up toward the Ohio Valley. We'd be hard-pressed, I think, to get thunder on Saturday. My expectation is that we will see some drizzle, but there are models that differ even on that outlook. Sunday, there's no doubt it's going to be a sun-filled day. Any chance for some isolated severe storms on Sunday should be centered across Texas from anywhere from Houston, Austin, all the way up toward Lubbock and western Oklahoma. We're going to have a beautiful day on Mother's Day Sunday. It looks fantastic. So let's get you out the door. Here's the future cast that shows the fronts moving away. We've got beautiful weather setting up for the weekend in terms of, we'll call it a mix of sun and clouds on Saturday. I think Saturday is going to be nice enough that we get sun in the morning, clouds in the afternoon with some drizzle possible. That's because this front's going to kick in a few drops there, not a whole lot. And then you can see it kind of dries up as it comes in from northwest to southeast. Heading into Sunday, big bubble, no trouble. High pressure comes in. We got a mostly sunny day on Sunday. And then on Monday, there is the potential that this rain comes in late, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. Whether if it holds together, we'll see in time. Futurecast shows another big drop in temperature tonight. I love this because even though this model shows no rain, this one wants to put more rain on Saturday, which I think is what the Storm Prediction Center is putting their stock into for this expectation. But here's the rub, right? We move into 4 o'clock this afternoon. The clouds are scattered. They're beginning to clear out. And yes, we're going to be cooling down as we head into the early part, into the 40s. I mean, I have us down to 48 degrees, but if you're in Middlesboro tomorrow morning, get outside, look at that, it's 44. About 44 for Wartburg and about 46 for Crossville to start your Saturday morning. And as I mentioned, some of these impulses bring in some limited rain or moisture-starved fronts that come in. I just don't expect it to be quite that impressive. But today, 75, Partly cloudy, few showers are possible, maybe even a rumble of thunder at 7 o'clock. Straight up, going to finish on time here. 75 in Oak Ridge, 75 for Newport. And if you are in the Plateau, Oneida, Jamestown, or even Oak Crossville, expect mid to upper 60s for you. I have us at 69 in Middlesboro this afternoon. Traveling forecast, about 83 for Charlotte, 78 for Greensboro, about 81 for Atlanta. Tonight we're down to 48 degrees. That feels so good. Normal low, by the way, is 55. If you can't drive 55, we can't stop at 55. We're going 48. We're going to go all the way down to 48 degrees, which last I checked, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 degrees below normal. Should we be worried? No. Don't be worried. Just be prepared. Put on a light jacket if you're up early tomorrow morning. 48 degrees, kind of cool. I got us down to 44 in Middlesboro. 45 in Crossville, should drop to about 49 in Tellico Plains to start your morning tomorrow and really later tonight. So we look ahead to the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 72 on Saturday. I did leave some drizzle in the expectation, just absolutely pleasant for Mother's Day. And then we bring in the unsettled weather. We'll have to wait and see. I have described Tuesday as mainly gray with temperatures in the low 70s and an 80% chance of rain. We'll be revisiting that expectation later today with the updated forecast. But notice the lows come back to around 60, so the humidity starts to creep back upwards slightly by Tuesday of next week. By the way, I want to thank you all for your time. Got some other notes from you. I got Wanda says, tell your mom that you love her. That's a great tip. A great tip. Thank you for that, Wanda, and reminder. And Marilyn Bell says lots of storm damage near Daniel's family in South Alabama last night. They're okay, just trees down here. It's been a big weather maker, no doubt, and certainly the tornadoes have been numerous for the last couple of weeks. Certainly it may continue to be as we're really in the heart of severe weather season, March, April, and May. It's a really good tie-in to make sure you download the free Captain Accurate weather app, so that if we've got this situation, if we have that situation again, that you're getting the alerts in a timely fashion. You get all the National Weather Service alerts plus 3 extras. It's free. And you get Pete Michaels traffic. Weather and traffic, perfect together, no doubt about that. And if you want to learn what we're talking about in terms of Memorial Day, maybe you're curious about how the start of meteorological summer will begin. That's June 1st. We've been well into June now with our What's the Next Big Thing post on the Captain Accurate Premium side. We do focus on weather that goes beyond the 7 days if you want to join us. And it is a subscription. It's $4.99 a month. You can cancel anytime, but you're the first to see every forecast I issue, and you're also getting more Facebook Lives, fewer ads, just so many great things about that over time. But anyway, thank you for your time. We'll see you here. Make sure you take care of Mom, because she would appreciate that, and I will see you next time. Take care.